What is up, guys? And big back again once more the Pokemon Shining Limitlocke. In the last episode, we did manage to take on Barry, Aaron, and Bertha without any losses whatsoever. But now the real test begins because we have to face Flint, the Fire type master, Lucian, the Psychic type master, and of course Cynthia, arguably the hardest champion to ever exist. So we start off with the Houndoom because we actually take most of the attacks from the Rapidash pretty well. However, the Rapidash does no Hypnosis, which I didn't think would be able to hit Houndoom because of the Psychic type immunity that we had, but somehow we managed to wake up straight away because we have Early Bird, which is super good. And with +2 special type boost from Nasty Plot, we are able to take out the Rapidash with one Dark Bolt. We do, however, need to swap out now though, because this Lopunny knows high jump kick, so that's what. Yeah. Arguably the hardest Pokemon on his team for me to fight because we don't really have anyone that's physically defensive. So yeah, into Jalushi we go, and we just sort of have to hope. Thankfully, Affection makes a miss, which means we should be able to take out this Lopunny with a Choice Specs Earth Power. And yeah, we do manage to do that. We are now locked in with Earth Power though, so I imagine he brings out Drifblim, but he doesn't. He brings out Steelix, so this should just be another easy one tap for us. And yeah, so far so good. Obviously, the first two battles are going to be significantly easier than the champion fight, but the aim for the first two battles is to just not lose any of our Pokemon at all, because we need to be at full strength for the final fight. Yeah, the Drifblim does come in, and this is actually a really difficult set. It's got Strength Sap, Minimize, the Tom Pass, and Will-O-Wisp. We actually swap into the Will-O-Wisp, which is really good for us. I decided to just go for damage because that's just gonna be better for us. But yeah, this Drifblim is really annoying if you let it set up. So I just want to try and get rid of this as quickly as possible. And yeah, that's basically the plan. This video is going to be a more commentary based as well, just like the last one. But yeah, it was indeed Christmas yesterday, so I hope you all had a very good Christmas. I've actually been struggling to play my Switch because I've been turning on for some reason. It's probably something to do with the charger, so I'll have to test that out with a different charger. If not, then that's kind of heat on me. But yeah, we'll have to see. But I've actually started doing some of the Sapphire Hardcore Generation Lock, which a lot of you will be like, what? That you haven't even done the Heart Gold, but the Heart Gold has been completed. And I thought, since I have some time before going back to uni, I might as well start Sapphire now and sort of like bring that into play a little bit. So yeah, obviously topic wise it's going to be very strange because I'll probably end up talking about Legends Arceus throughout the Sapphire series, even though it will come out like months after Legends Arceus has been released. Yeah, that's just what it is. We actually managed to miss a Thunder Punch there, which could prove very important for us. But yeah, we know that it's going to go for a Thunder Punch. We actually managed to dodge again, so we're getting very lucky with the Affection in Flint battle, but I believe that is Flint done as well. That's 3 Elite Four members down, 1 to go, and then on to Cynthia. Yeah, we did get very lucky with that battle with the affection. Had the high jump kick miss, and then the 2 thunder punch misses, which were huge. Because Flint was one of the members I was more worried about. Usually is when it comes to my Sinnoh run through, just because he's fire. I don't often have a lot of fire type counters. But yeah, we're now in with Lucian, and obviously Houndoom is going to play a big part in this fight because it has the psychic type immunity. But I do know some of this Pokemon have fighting type as well, which doesn't help. Like ground type moves, things that are just good against Houndoom in general. The Mr. Man comes out first though. So I actually start with Crobat because I want to be super effective damage, and I know it'll probably go for screens first up because it has light play. So yeah, we just try and get as much damage as we can onto it. I think I might have actually taken the poison barb off of Crobat for this fight. I'm not. Yeah, I think I have silver powder on. But yeah, this is taking a couple more cross poisons due to the reflect now as well. Now the light screen goes up, so they're going to last for 8 turns each. I believe it's 8 turns. Yeah, the Mr. Mime does go down after 3 cross poisons. And this is where we are looking to swap into Houndoom. We're not actually fasting this Alakazam, so I decide to swap into Houndoom, predicting the Psychic. Because yeah, that's just how it's going to go. So this is partially the reason why I bought Houndoom, because of its Psychic type immunity, and I knew it would help us a lot with Lucian. Yeah, unfortunately, with the screens up, the Alakazam is going to take a while to beat, but should still be 2 kill-ish. Yeah, it's not too bad. But yeah, take a Shockwave here, which does huge damage. Yeah, that was actually immense damage. Yeah, we know it's going for a Shockwave here. So we actually swap in to Blissey. Should take it fairly well, yeah. Super good. From leftovers, and the reflect goes as well, which is really nice for us. Nasty plot comes in because obviously it doesn't seem to get it out. So I think we just kill here with charge beam potentially, but it's still. Oh no, yeah, okay, yeah, healed up with a full restore. We get the special attack buff, which isn't too bad. But yeah, we're sort of stuck in this cycle now because obviously I'm taking special hits fairly well from the Alakazam, but we're doing a little bit of good damage ourselves now with the special attack boost that we got from Charge Beam. But yeah, we actually swap into the Houndoom here because we know that it's going to go for the Psychic, and the Reflect is now gone, so presuming it goes for a shockwave, Sucker Punch should be able to take it out, which it does. So we're actually playing the Elite Four pretty well, apart from obviously when we were doing Bertha and I was pivoting without using U-turn. That's probably the only sort of mistake that I've made so far. Now here I think we know that it's going to go for a high jump kick. So we swap. This thing is also pure power muscle band, I think. So that's kind of, and I mean, yeah, without the affection we would have just lost Gastrodon, so a little bit scary in that sense. The only person that can take high jump kick is Crobat, because it resists quad, but it does have Zen Headbutt, so if it goes for a Zen Headbutt we're kind of screwed. Yeah, even that does like a third of my health. So we protect here. Whenever it goes for the Zen Headbutt, high jump kick would have been nice because it would have taken away some of their health. Yeah, this is where it begins to get a little bit tricky. But we know it's going to go for a Zen Headbutt, so we U-turn, which does half damage. Yeah, crit U-turn. Got 3 crit U-turns over the course of the Elite Four. So we're getting really lucky in that sense as well. We know it's going for his Zen Headbutt here, I think. Interestingly enough, I go for the Staraptor, which I didn't think I was going to do. Yeah, I was thinking potentially we go for the Houndoom. Does a lot of damage. Doesn't kill us though, which is very nice. We go for the Aerial Ace, hopefully kill, which we do. Which is a very, very good play from us yet again. Yeah, I'm very, very happy that I brought Starcore and Goro. Giraffary comes in. We should be faster, so U-turn should be able to switch us out. And that is what we go for. That does really good damage as well. Yeah, we pretty much have to swap into Jade here because she's the only one that's got enough health, and we knew it was going to go for the Thunderbolt as well. Psychic comes in, but we should take it reasonably well. Yep, not too bad. The Crunch comes in, killing the Giraffaric, leaving Lucian down to the last team member in Bronzong, which doesn't resist Dark and Ghost anymore either, so it should be a couple of crunches, maybe 3, to knock it out. Yeah, 3 crunches should do the job, although we do get the defense drop, so maybe 2. Trick Room, it's a bit late for that, but it is what it is. Somehow I miss actually killing the Bronzong, but that's okay. We killed it with 1 more crunch. And Koro wants to learn Air Slash, which I think for the flinch chance is pretty good. Instead of Aerial Ace, so you do get Air Slash instead of Aerial Ace, which I think is a pretty good trade. And that is that. We have defeated the Elite Four, and of course you know what that means. It is time to face champion. Also, shout outs to the end music in Sinnoh because it's sublime. Listen to that music and just wait, because this is arguably some of my favourite music. Cynthia Counting. Just Bliss. Oh. And then the transition into the fight. Here we are. The final fight of the series. The main series, at least. Obviously, she starts with her signature Spiritomb, which does now have a weakness. However, the only Pokemon with a Fairy type move on my team is Blissey, and we actually dodged the first Sucker Punch, which is very nice. We get a 3 Dazzling Gleam off. This battle has started off with a blinder. So we go for another Dazzling Gleam. It pops the Spiritomb's Citrus Berry. And get a little bit of leftovers, which means we can live another Sucker Punch. So I go for another Dazzling Gleam. Sucker Punch crits. Would have taken us out, but thankfully doesn't crit. We get another get another Dazzling Gleam off, bringing the Spiritomb to half, and leftovers brings us back up to a respectable amount of HP for a Blissey. We then swap to Jalushu. But interestingly enough, it goes for a Dark Pulse, which I wasn't expecting. I thought another Sucker Punch would be coming in. I think we're wise glasses, not choice specs as well for this fight. But a Scald does take out the Spiritomb, so that's 1 in our favour. And so far so good. Pretty good start to the battle. Obviously we're not going to stay in against a Rose Raid. So we do swap to Starkoro, but she actually switches out for her own Gastrodon as I do so, which is very interesting. Don't know why she did that. Because surely one Energy Ball or Giga Drain or whatever the Rage Rage has its grass type would have just absolutely killed my Gastrodon. We swap into Jade and we get to miss the Rock Tomb hit again. The affection is playing a big part in this fight so far, with 2 moves keeping it easy for us. She does though get a Rock Tomb off the second time around, but we absolutely eat it, and all that has to be a little bit of speed. A bit unfortunate that we couldn't kill the Gastrodon in 1 hit though, but so be it. She goes for the Full Restore, which I actually don't mind because it means she'll have less Full Restore later on. Gastrodon definitely is not one of her better Pokemon. This time we do manage to take out the Gastrodon with a critical hit from Razor Leaf. And yeah, that's just that's now 2 to none in my favour. So Milotic comes in, and this thing is definitely going for an Ice Beam right now. So we swap in to Houndoom because this is going to be a very, very good bit of pivoting, as you can see, very shortly. I think this game, this challenge that we went for has definitely improved my hardcore Nuzlocke practice, because as you can see we are now going to swap to Gastrodon on the incoming water type move that it should be doing. There we go, and we now have a +1 special attack boost on Gastrodon, and it's taken a little bit of burn damage as well, which is just very good for us. The Milotic is a very difficult mon because it has Recover and Mirror Coat. it also has a flame orb, so that physically it's very, very bulky. So you pretty much have to take it out with special attackers. She decides to withdraw the Milotic for the Rose Raid yet again, but we get a little bit of help with Jalushu thanks to a recover, and obviously we're going to just swap back out into Crobat now, and try and get this Rose Raid killed, so we go up 3-0. The Crobat is the better choice here because it will resist most of the moves that a Rose Raid is going to throw at us. There's the Energy Ball, which we thought was coming the first time around. As we can see, Crobat took that incredibly well, and an Air Slash should do big damage and maybe get us a flinch chance as well. Does half health. We do indeed get the flinch, which is absolutely superb. Air Slash comes in again, we don't miss either of them, and we got the flinch. So the Rose Raid is now finished. So that's worked out really well for us. We are now 3-0 against Cynthia. The Milotic comes back in. It's still burnt. We go for the Protect just to stall out a turn. See if we can get it to waste a Scald or an Ice Beam, and we do indeed manage to do that. From here, I'm pretty sure we'll be faster than a Milotic, so we go U-turn, and we know that an Ice Beam is going to come in again, so go for the same pivot strategy that we did the last time, because why would we not? Ra takes the Ice Beam fairly well, so we might as well. The Burn takes it down to half. So we're getting somewhere. The Milotic is arguably one of the more difficult ones, not because it will kill everything, just simply because it's so difficult to take out, due to its marble scale, flame orb, the fact that it can recover, and then it has Mirror Code to deal with the special ones that you bring in. So yeah, it's very difficult to actually take out the Milotic, as you'll probably see during this episode. We've been at it, and I actually had to cut a lot of footage with the Milotic, just because it takes so long. At this point, I know that it's going to start going for some Mirror Coats potentially, so I go for the Scald so I don't get hit too hard by the Mirror Coat. And we are now running out of Earth powers as well. Yeah, I guess whilst we're fighting up against the Milotic, because this will take a while, I guess I'll sort of like give it just a little review, a recap on the series. Highly recommend a Limitlocke for anyone that wants to try it. Not necessarily just on this game, but any game. It just makes you think a lot more about the encounters you want to try and get. Just quickly, we know that it's going to Mirror Coat, so we swap into Operahi, and this should allow us to take out the Milotic in the distant future. Because we're going to soft build up first turn, because we're going to take whatever attack it hits. So yeah, Blissey, absolute wall for the Elite Four against any special mons that they have. And yeah, from here it's just a matter of stalling out the Milotic, really. Yeah, as I was saying, Limitlocke, highly recommend. It just brings an extra layer of challenge to the Nuzlocke scene, especially if you're doing hardcore. You really have to think about what's going to benefit the team and what's going to benefit in the future as well. For example, you really want immunity Pokemon or pivots and things like that. But yeah, it just really limits the options you have. That's why I called it the Limitlocke. And then if you don't have, especially in this game, if I didn't have some of the TMs or held items, then the Elite Four might have been almost impossible at times. So yeah, there's definitely challenge to be found within all Pokemon games. But yeah, let me know if you decide to do a Limitlocke and on what games, if you're doing it on a different game. Because I think it'll be interesting to find out what people are doing. Yeah, on the game as a whole, I think the game's pretty good. As we've noted throughout the series, I've always had an issue with the movement of the character. The following Pokemon, they're okay at times, they can get in the way, but I don't really mind it too much. And yeah, there's a lack of Pokemon and Platinum content, but yeah, they did say it was going to be a one-to-one remake, so it's not entirely unexpected, if that makes sense. Do believe, however, that we're getting towards the end of the Milotic. Finally, we've been going for a while. But yeah, what we've been doing with Blissey is just charge beaming, getting special attack boosts, and then whittling the Milotic down until we finally get an opportunity to kill it. Yeah, we're still going at this point. I'm still charge beaming away, but we're on a pretty good health level as well for Pokemon that might come in. We actually go for the Dazzling Beam here. I think she might have run out of recovers at this point, because we have been going for a very long time. And we finally take out the Milotic with a Dazzling Gleam, leaving us 4-0 against Cynthia. We are now like +6 or +5 or +6 in special attack, well, which is just, yeah, it's really good. A pretty decent health level, and she only has 2 Pokemon left, Lucario and of course Ace Garchomp. But yeah, we essentially get a free turn on Lucario here because she goes for the +2 special attack boost for Nasty Plot, but a Flamethrower at +5, +6 should just knock this thing out in one hit, which we do. Putting us 5-0 up against Cynthia, something I did not think was going to happen at all. Yeah, we managed to do it, but do know that this Garchomp could entirely sweep my team. So we're by no means are we out of the woods yet. The ball animations have been absolutely amazing for these boss fights. This is going to absolutely obliterate Operahi as it does so, bringing us to a total of 2 deaths throughout the playthrough. We hit the Intimidate off on Staraptor, and we actually taught it Pluck for a specific reason which you'll see in just a second. Goes for the Swords Dance, trying to regain attack stat, so it's now +1 attack as well. We go for Pluck, get Rough Skin, which is such an improvement on its old ability as well. And we actually consume the Garchomp Yachi Berry, meaning that hopefully we can come in with Jalushu at some point and use Ice Beam. Starkoro goes down, but we did have a life on Starkoro, so we're not too phased by that. We bring in Ra to try and just get some more chip damage onto this Garchomp, with a sucker punch. Ra goes down to a +1 Earthquake. No surprise really there. There was a crit as well, so unfortunately Houndoom stood no chance. But yeah, Houndoom and Blissey absolutely doing their jobs throughout this playthrough. Really good members of the team. We bring in Jalushu, and I decide it's time. We actually get the Affection dodge on Earthquake, which potentially could have saved the playthrough, and our Ice Beam takes out the Garchomp, being 4 times effective against it. Our deaths were limited to 3, and yeah, kept 4 of the original members alive, and we did it. We completed the Pokemon Shining Pearl Limitlocke. Yeah, been a really fun playthrough. Yeah, the game is already limited enough as it is, so adding these limits on top of it was kind of crazy, to be honest. Yeah, I don't really know how I managed to do it, especially during the champion fight. Like, Cynthia is no joke. I think the entire Cynthia battle probably lasted close to 20 minutes on its own. Yeah, I feel bad for beginner players out there, because unless you get super lucky with Affection, they're gonna struggle. They are gonna struggle. But yeah, this is definitely a great game. Let's just take a look at the team that got us here. Operahi, the Blissey, a fantastic squad member. Jalushi, the Gastrodon, also an amazing member. Jade, the Torterra, the mascot of the channel. Ra, the Houndoom, not on the scene for long, but very good. Starcora, the Staraptor, who's been with us since the beginning. And of course, Koro, the Crobat. I never did end up changing your name. But yeah, there we go. That is the Hall of Fame team. I will figure out what we're gonna do with post game if I do any of the post game. Obviously, my Switch needs to work for that. But yeah, it's been a fantastic series. The first game that I've done upon release. Hopefully the first of many to come, as we just stroll down the path at night. Yeah, don't really know what else to say. Look out for Heart Gold coming in January, well, February, potentially the post-game rematches in January. But yeah, until then, thank you very much for watching the series, and until next time, a peace.